ready for bed at a regular time is one of the most important habits you can learn.
Who you gonna call?
Jason was my son, and today is his birthday.
Oh, Lori, scared another one away.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Sorry, Jack. Chucky's back.
We are counselors at Hackett's Quarry Summer Camp. There is a swarm of bears.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you.
It's showtime.
Hello, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Scream Stream. Now we on episode 39, and like I said last week, we're going to continue on the trend with my favorite vampire 80s horror movies. I thought about it. I'm probably not going to be doing Fright Night, even the 2010 remake. Just looking at the timing, the scheduling, I kind of slacked off last week and, got a week behind yet again. I just feel like it's probably because I'm putting too much on my plate at once, and I want to do all these things, but I just don't have the time of day to do all these things. I wish I did. So I definitely gonna have to start tweaking a little bit more of my podcast and a couple other things, and see if I can get a better fix and a better grasp of my scheduling. But we'll just have to see how the rest of the months play out. Definitely by the start of next year, I'll have a more kind of confirmed scheduling put down that hopefully I can follow throughout all of next year. But again, that's a story for another day, for a different time, for a different podcast. But today we are here to talk about The Lost Boys. Oh, I love this movie. This is one of my favorite vampire horror movies ever. Granted, it's more like a vampire comedy. I think it's even called a vampire or a horror comedy, because of the fact that there's just so many goofy elements to this movie that just make this movie such a fun ride of a movie. I absolutely adore this movie. I grew up with this movie. It was like the picture perfect vision of what I thought an 80s rock punk looking goth vampire should look like. Like, I'm sorry, no offense to the Anne Rice vampires of the decade. I love Anne Rice vampires, the classic suave 18th century, the nice get-ups and suits. Fucking love that shit. Like, truly I do. But Joel Schumacher knew exactly what he was doing when he put Keith Sutherland in a nice-ass leather jacket and gave him a mullet with bleach blonde hair. Oh, he knew what he was doing. We all knew he knew what he was doing. And he made a basic and a cult classic of a horror movie. And this movie has inspired a lot of vampire adaptations after it came out. I mean, I think it was, Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I don't know exactly what year the movie, not the TV show. The TV show is also inspired by this movie. I mean, how I think when they were creating Spike's character for season 2, I want to say it was season 2 when he came in. It was the School Hard episode. But in that particular season, we're introduced to Spike, and he's a trench coat, wearing leather, bleach blonde, cocky vampire who's just a badass. He's truly just a badass. And fucking Joss Whedon even said that he was inspired by David's look in this movie to make Spike. So when they say this is a cult classic of a movie, it truly is a cult classic of a movie. It inspired a whole bunch of movies and adaptations after it. But this movie came out in 1987, several months before Near Dark, which is the vampire horror flick of the 80s I talked about last week. Still a very good movie. Absolutely love Near Dark. But this one, there is no candle to hold upon this movie. I'm not going to lie. Fright Night did pretty good at the box office. This one did even better. I think with fluctuation and everything, but the movie's original budget was $8.5 million, and they actually accumulated $32.2 million. So it did phenomenally well. too well that I don't know why they didn't warrant a sequel. I guess at the time, you know, if a movie did good, it didn't always mean, hey, let's do a sequel. Granted, I will say there are sequels to this movie. Not very good sequels. They were direct-to-DVD sequels. They did bring back one of the Coreys. I want to say actually the other Corey, shortly before he died, showed up in the Thirst, but mainly it was just the Coreys they brought back. Everybody else did not show up, which is 100% understandable because those movies just suck. They just suck. 100% just suck. But I would have loved to see Joel Schumacher's sequel idea that he wanted to do. He wanted to do a Lost Girls adaptation and actually bring David back from the dead. Which, by the way, guys, spoiler alerts for this entire movie. I know it came out in '87. I have a bad habit of not warning people about spoilers, but I do not do a podcast without giving spoilers because I gotta talk about every aspect of anything I am talking about because, god damn it, that's how my brain works, unfortunately. But yes, I would have loved to have seen them bring David back, have the Lost Girls. But Joel Schumacher directed this movie. Fantastic director. Anybody who's kind of anybody and really knows a lot of his work. Of course, he worked at Set Endless Fire, The Client, A Time to Kill. Of course, everybody's favorite, Batman Forever. And don't forget the ultimate favorite, Batman and Robin. We all know as comic book fans that Batman and Robin. I'm sorry, guys, I can't even say that with a fucking straight face. I'm sorry, Joel Schumacher, you did some good work. Batman and Robin was not one of your finest works. Like, I'm willing to tolerate Batman Forever. I like Batman Forever. I will be one of those weirdos that say Batman Forever is actually a pretty funny adaptation that I actually do put on time to time because just Jim Carrey as the Riddler. Enough said. And also Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer did a good job. I like Val Kilmer. But, of course, you know, besides the Batman franchise, he did Phone Booth, which I love that movie. Love it. It's like a amazing psychological thriller with Keith Sutherland in it and Colin Farrell. Absolutely love it. If you haven't got a chance to see that movie, do find that movie. It's a brilliant movie, and at the end, it'll get you thinking. But I will say it's a little dated because of the fact that phone booths, even at the time of that movie, were being discontinued, and that was like one of the biggest aspects of the movie, that this phone booth was the only phone booth in the entire city still left in operational use. But now, even in 2023, unfortunately, phone booths are completely obsolete. So I don't know if some people would get the whole thing. I don't know. But he also did Family of the Opera, which, you know, a lot of people give like mixed reviews on that movie. I like it. It's no stage play adaptation. Trust me, I've seen the stage play. I watched it in New Orleans, actually, when I was 10 years old. I went to go see it. I forget the name of the theater. I saw it for my 10th birthday, December 9th. So weird that I know that. It truly is. But, you know, he did Family Opera, number 23. Fantastic director. Really, really love a lot of his work. He's got a lot of hits and miss. And the casting choice for this as well, you know, it's really, really good. A lot of these actors you shall know. You know, if you don't, well, I'm going to inform you a little bit. When it comes to the writers, apparently there were several writers who got their hands on the script because it was rewritten a couple of different times, especially when the original director, I cannot think of his name, I didn't even write it down, but it's the guy who did Lethal Weapon series. He was supposed to, and The Goonies, but he was supposed to be the original director. And funny enough, The Lost Boys was supposed to be more of a Goonie vampire aspect, where it was supposed to be, you know, everybody was supposed to be children. You know, apparently Michael and Sam were supposed to be like 10, 8 years old. The Frog brothers were supposed to be like 8-year-olds, and I can't remember what the ages of the vampire boy is supposed to be. But yeah, everyone was supposed to be super, super young. It's supposed to be fun and giddy, you know, just the way Goonies was. But unfortunately, he left the project to do Lethal Weapon. Good choice. I'm not gonna lie, man. Good choice, because both The Lost Boys, what we know what it is now, and Lethal Weapon, two good movies. But yeah, so it passed on through a lot of different writers' hands. But when it came to the casting choices, the casting hands down was already picked out for a majority of the actors. Funny enough, Ben Stiller was supposed to be in this movie. I didn't know this until I was looking up some fun facts about this movie. Ben Stiller actually auditioned. Can we picture Ben Stiller in this role? I can't. I really can't. He's too much of a comedic genius to be taken too serious at this time. Like, I'm gonna be straight up. I remember a lot of his roles in the late '80s. He was getting very comedic, you know, very like haha man. So I couldn't really take him serious if he was in this movie. No offense, Ben. No offense, man. Like, you're a good serious actor when given the right material, but at the time, I don't think I could have taken you serious. On to the casting list. We have Jason Patric, who plays Michael. A lot of people may know him from a couple of different movies. I know him from My Sister's Keeper. Well, I do believe he played the dad. I think it was either the dad or the doctor. I can't remember. Corey Helms, who plays Sam. This was the movie, man. This was the movie that started Corey Helms and Corey Feldman's like little duo they had going on. You know, the tale of two Coreys, as everybody likes to describe it as. Because this movie kickstarted them hanging out. After this movie, I think they did 8 more movies together, and some of the movies was like License to Drive, Dream a Little Dream. You know, fun movies where they got to goof off and just be young teenagers for a little while. Unfortunately, we all know the tragic story about Corey and how he passed away, sadly. Then of course we have my favorite actor of all time in this movie, like hands down. Of all, like, no offense to Corey Feldman, I love you, Corey, like, you're a good actor, but Kiefer. Oh, my dreamy blue eye man. Like, oh my God, he was gorgeous in this movie. Even as a kid, I thought he was gorgeous in this movie. As an adult, I'm like, he's supposed to be 18, right? I unfortunately have now hit that age where now I'm looking at my younger crushes from like older movies that I had a crush on them on. And now I gotta think, what's this? Is this legal to be okay now? Am I okay to be thinking this about this person? I want to say the casting for all the kids in this movie, yeah, because it changed from the Goonies aspect to a horror comedy, they upped the ages up, but not by too terribly much. I want to say the eldest kid there was like 19, and the youngest was like 16, 15, 16. So they were all a pretty young cast, and that's not. I don't think that's even counting Laddie, who's the child in the whole movie. I want to say out of the main like vampire, not the half vampires like Star and Laddie, but the actual main vampires. They're all supposed to be, young teenagers or older teenagers, I should say. 17, 18, 19 years old. But Keith Sutherland, fantastic actors. You don't know any of his work. He's been in Eye for an Eye with Sally Field, A Time to Kill, Phone Booth, 24, Mirrors. Like, you name it. He's been in a lot of shit. You might recognize his voice, too. He's done a lot of voice work. He's played a lot of villain roles, like good guy roles. Like, he is just a phenomenal actor. I love his bad guy's role, though. Like, him as a bad guy. It's just perfect, man. It's just perfect. Brooke McCarter, who played Paul, really didn't find much information about him. Billy Wraith, who played Dwayne, he was in an adaptation of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, just called Body Snatchers. Really good, a really good adaptation. Not the best, trust me. Donald Sutherland's version, which is funny because we're talking about his son in this movie. Donald's version of Invasion of the Body Snatchers is really, really good. Diana Wiest, I think it's like Wiest, W-I-E-S-T. I'm never sure how to pronounce her last name. She plays Lucy, and we all know her. Like, she's like up there with Dee Wallace when it comes to like mothers in movies. Oh shit, I'm like kicking everything out by my desk. But she's like the mother of every movie. She's in Independence Day, Footloose, Edward Scissorhands. We all know and love her. Like, she's a fantastic actress. Still doing work, by the way. Still doing work at her age. She is phenomenal, though. Phenomenal. Of course, we got Corey Feldman, who's playing Edgar Frog, who we all know in Friday the 13th, Part 4, as Tommy. Fox and the Hound. He played... oh God, what's the name of the Hound? I want to say it was the Hound he voiced. He voiced Copper. Was that the name of the Hound? Was that the name of the fox? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I try to avoid that movie because it makes me cry. It really makes me cry. Even as an adult, I cried during that movie because it's so sad because it's so real. Even though they're animals, we all have been through there before where there's just someone you want to be friends with, but y'all just can't be friends. Of course, he was in the Goonies, License to Drive, Dream a Little Dream. Corey's got an excellent filmography behind him. Love his work. Very good actor. Jameson Newland, who played Alan Frog. I didn't really find much on him either. Jamie Goretz, who plays Star. She was in 16 Candles, and she was actually the leading lady in Twister. Yeah, so, you know, if that name doesn't ring a bell, go watch Twister. She'll ring a bell. She plays Meredith. Which I don't think that's necessarily a leading role, but, you know, she got to be with Bill Paxton, so, not really complaining. Brandon Hughes, who plays the grandpa, he was actually in the musical Annie, who played the president. I love Granddad, by the way. Grandpa is like one of my favorite characters in this whole movie. I'm not gonna lie, like that man is just real, 100%. Chance Corbett, who plays Laddie, didn't really find much information on him. And of course, I cannot forget about the last Lost Boy, Alex Winter, who plays Marco. And everybody, I mean everybody, should know who Alex Winter is. And if you don't know who Alex Winter is, and you're a fan of Keanu Reeves, how dare you? He is in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. He's a fantastic actor. He's goofy. He actually helped either write and or direct the Ben 10 live action movie they did for Cartoon Network. Something in Time or something like that. I can't remember, but I love this man. And it's so funny to see him in this movie. He doesn't have much of a role in this movie, but when you look at him, you're just like, I know where you're from. I know you. All phenomenal actors, though. It's a great choice. This was like a perfect setup for a really phenomenal movie, and it worked. It played. It paid off. Like, it is brilliant. The soundtrack for this movie is just, I love this soundtrack. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I still have this soundtrack. I love this soundtrack. I listen to the soundtrack a lot. There's several songs. A lot of the songs I don't even know by their actual name or artist. I just know them from the scenes from the movie. And I'll be listening to, I Still Believe. I'm like, oh, there's that bonfire scene at the concert on the pier with the guy in the purple pants. Woo, gotta love that song. Mr. Sexy Saxophone Player. That's what my mom used to call him. I think she still has got a crush on that man. That man had a lot of body oil, though. I'm not gonna lie. Man was rocking that shit, though. Like, rocking that shit hardcore. Apparently, there's a big aspect, which brings me down to another fun fact, is the comic book series. They continue the story of the Lost Boys with the comic book series following the Frog Brothers around, destroying the vampires in Los Carlos. And tight leather purple pants guy's in there. Apparently, he's another vampire hunter or something like that. I don't know. I gotta sit down and read these comics, though. I would love to talk about the comic books for the podcast. Definitely, for sure. Of course, there's also other amazing songs on the soundtrack. Cry Little Sister, Elton John's Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Fantastic music. Love it. It fits the 80s vibe very well, because that's what this movie is. It's just the fucking 80s all over it. Like the hair, the style, the jokes, the walking around. You watch this movie and it's just like, boom, 80s. Like, it's not in your face 80s, but you go and sit down and go, yeah, this is definitely the 80s, especially with the hairstyles. Joel Schumacher actually fell in love with Kiefer Sutherland when he watched him on some movie, and there was like a close-up of him as some guy was walking away. It's like a courtroom drama or something like that. And apparently Joel just fell in love with him, and he's like, this is the guy I want to play David. This is the guy. And when he went to go talk to him, Kiefer was kind of hesitant about the role at first until he found out one of his favorite bands from Australia was going to be working on the soundtrack as well. So he was like, God damn, I'm in. So, it was a perfect pair, perfect love story, I would like to say. Of course, I got to talk about one of my more funnier fun facts I ever learned about this movie. So, did y'all know that the insects, the maggots and the worms we see in the movie are very much real? And they actually had an insect wrangler on set for them. Like, shit you not. I remember something about they would, because, maggots really don't do anything, neither do worms. They just kind of sit there. So they gotta, like, spice them up to get them to start moving and wiggling around and everything. And there's a way you have to do it. And so they have an insect wrangler come in and just, like, hey, guys, showtime, let's go. And, like, sprinkle something on them. And next thing you know, they're very active and moving around. There's several deleted scenes in this movie, which I'm a little butthurt about on some aspects, because some of them were like interesting, like introductions. Like when we, I think, are introduced to Max one of the first times, he actually saves Lucy from David and the gang because they ended up taking their motorcycles and riding around Lucy. And I think that's a very intense scene that I really wish would have been played out a lot more in the movie. But I get why they didn't want to do it, because then that probably would have been a bit too much foreshadowing of the end of the movie, where plot twist everybody, Max is the head vampire. But, the way he treats the boys, we only get to see like one interaction with them. So I feel like we would have had the second interaction, it would have been completely different, especially the fact that these are tough looking biker guys and they're easily chased off by a guy in a nice suit. Like, come on, man. Do we really believe that these guys are intimidated by this man? No. So I kind of see why they cut a lot of the scenes out, especially scenes like that, because, too much foreshadowing, too much, kind of showing your hand a little too much. The biker scene. I love the biker scene in this movie where David and Michael and everybody are driving on the beach. Absolutely love the scene. That was them actually really riding on a beach, filming fast motorcycles racing on the beach with no helmets, 100%, because it was the 80s, so, nobody was safe. Did y'all also know that the name Michael, because it's the name of the main character, so his name is used over 100 times in this movie. That means we get his name dropped every minute of the movie, just about. Think about that. The name Michael is said the most out of any name in this entire movie. That's a lot of Michaels going around. That's a lot of fucking Michaels. And of course, one of the biggest fun facts, if y'all don't know, this one's actually just another little, like I can't believe this thing. So we all know the movie takes place in Santa Carla. And if y'all don't know, it's supposed to be Santa Cruz, which is a real place in California. Santa Carla is not, Santa Cruz is. And sadly, at the time when they wanted to film this movie, it was counted as the murder capital of the world because of some horrible, horrible serial killers that were around that area at the time. And so that's why they chose Santa Cruz. But unfortunately, Santa Cruz was worried about tourism and worried about a lot of the backlash, especially with being labeled as a murder capital of the world. They were just like, hey, listen, guys, come here. We'll let y'all film here, but y'all can't be calling this Santa Cruz. Like, y'all can't be doing this. Like, it can be called something else, but we don't want to be associated with the murder capital of the world. So they changed it to Santa Carla, which kind of reminds me of, hey, bro, let me cheat off your homework. All right, man, cheat off my homework, but let's not make the answers look obvious now. Seriously, you didn't really change too terribly much, but I get why they did it, though. But yeah, no, I love this movie. This movie is fantastic. It's fun. So why don't we go ahead, dive straight on into this shit, and let's just talk about this movie. Okay. So, of course, the movie opens with the iconic song Cry Little Sister, which was all over the trailers, which has popped up, I think, 5 times throughout this entire movie, maybe 6. It shows up a lot. But it was like the biggest hit of the soundtrack, but this song, it's strong, it's powerful, it's creepy, it's whimsical, it's magical. It's a combination of a lot of different genres wrapped up into one, and I love that song. The creepy child with the organ music, and then, of course, the dark brooding, like drums, and then like the whimsical winds that come in when the children are all singing together, thou shalt not fall, that bullshit. Yeah, it's very whimsical. It's kind of creepy though. Love it though. But we open up with that song, and of course a beautiful over sky shot going down from the clouds all the way to the Santa Carlos Pier. We're going to be calling it Santa Carlos. I know it was supposed to be Santa Cruz, but we're going to call it Santa Carla for the sake of the argument, because this is what it's called in the movie. But we're looking at the beautiful shot of the pier and everything, and we go in closer, and we're on this carousel, and of course we see these, on the Wikipedia they're called Nazis, but I just called them skinheads. Like, they just look like trash. I'm gonna be honest, they look like trash. So these trash is sitting on the carousel making out and shit, but we're not paying attention to them. We're paying attention to David and the crew. We get a slow introduction, not even name drops or anything, just each boy, David comes out first, and then Marco, then Paul, and Dwight, all of them slowly come out, and on this carousel, by the way, they're on the carousel, and they go and start fucking with the trash people, and as they're fucking with her, they're like trying to, I guess, kiss her or something. I don't know what they're doing. They're just fucking with them though. And there's a fight's about to break out. Like, literally, the dude gets mad, about to buck up and fight him back. And David's like, come on at me, bro, just smiling. And this rent-a-cop comes out of nowhere and just stops him. And he's just like, nah, I told you boys to stay off the boardwalk. And the carousel stops, and we finally get David's first words of the movie. As calm as ever, as collected as ever. He's just like, okay, boys, let's go. Smiles a little bit. They each walk off one by one, just being goofy teenagers, a little gesture, not flipping anybody off, but, a little like, woohoo, see ya, that kind of bullshit. And then the rent-a-car looks at the trash people, and he's just like, hey, y'all two, get off the boardwalk. So after that, we then cut to, the park shutting down, everything slowly winding down for the night, and we see the rent-a-cop walking to his vehicle. And now we're watching this from a above shot, and it's supposed to kind of replicate them flying down to attack their prey. But at the time, if you've never seen the movie, you don't know that. You just think this is an interesting shot choice. But as he is walking, and you hear the wind picking up a little faster, and you kind of hear the giggling sound of these boys. And the cop looks up, and he screams out, and he starts running to his vehicle. And this man definitely went to the Prometheus School of Running, because he ran completely straight, tried to get into his car, but unfortunately it's locked. So instead of, quickly grabbing your keys, unlocking the door, getting in, hopping in, maybe taking off running somewhere else, maybe even hiding underneath your vehicle. No, he just continues to pull on the fucking handle until he is lifted off into the air, taking his door kind of with him. What I mean by taking his door, I mean the door completely just leaves the hinges. That's a strong grip he had on that door. That's a death grip he had right there. But after that, we then cut to a beautiful day shot with the credits going, Joel Schumacher directed, blah, blah, blah. And it's a car, and it's, of course, Michael, Sam, and their beloved mother, Lucy, who I absolutely love, this woman. And they're in their vehicle, and for those of y'all who don't know, spoiler alerts, it is talked about in a few scenes later on, actually in one scene, but she is a divorced woman, taking her sons to go live with her dad in Santa Carla. And as they're driving along, of course, they're flipping to the radio station. I like this introduction because it shows you a different... Okay. So we have, David's introduction, right? We meet the boys. They're all badass, creepy. We know some bullshit's happening in Santa Carla. We are here. We witness this. Then we have the complete opposite light, that they love each other even though they're going through a divorce, they're goofing, they're relaxed, no one's uptight, nobody's angry, nobody's all pouty, like, why do we gotta move, why couldn't I stay with Dad? It's a different, damn it, man, I keep kicking Dad, I'm not trying to. It's a different perspective on the single mom divorce trope that was very popular of the 80s at the time, and it's something that we do kind of see still in movies till today, where the parents get divorced and the single mom and single dad got a teenage kid, and the teenage kid's not happy and they're grumpy and blah blah blah, and we've all seen the trope. This is a little bit different. They're again the complete polar opposite of David's introduction, where it's very dark and gritty. This is more light and funny and goofy, and I like this because it shows you that they're a happy, normal family. No one's overly emotional. Yeah, don't get me wrong, they're emotional about the divorce and moving, but they're not like emotional towards each other, where they're mad at each other about this. Like, oh, it's your fault for the divorce. No, it's your fault. No, it's your, like, it's Into the Woods over here. So it's your fault. No, so wait. Okay, I'm not going to do that whole song. That's like a mouthful, and I don't have enough people to do that song with. But as they're driving, of course, moms, like, oh, I love this song. Grooving on a sunny earth. Keep going, Mom. And then, of course, we click over to the next song, and it's one of my other favorite songs, People Are Strange. And as that song starts playing, I can't remember if it was Michael or Sam who turns around, looks at the back of the sign, because they go past the Welcome to Santa Carlos sign. And of course she's like, smell that. Yeah, it smells like something died here. And as they're passing the sign, I think it's Michael who turns around and is spray painted the murder capital of the world. Good times are coming. As the song's playing, there's a wonderful montage of Santa Carla, and we get to see a very 80s style Santa Carla, poofy hair, people just being edgy, punk lords, fucking tourists, druggies, weird people, missing person posters. We get to see it all. One of my favorite lines that fucking kills me is when Michael's standing next to this guy, and he's like, hey man, is there any job opportunities around here? Nothing legal. As a kid, that joke went right over my head. Just straight up right over my head. But as an adult, I finally get it now. I finally get it. But, it's a great montage. It kind of shows you the type of people that are in this place, and it feels almost like it's not supposed to be real in some aspect. Like, you can't believe this kind of, not crummy people, but what's the word I'm looking for? There's a way to describe people like this that I got told once when I was in my early 20s. Crunchy. A crunchy, like someone took a bag of Doritos and stepped on it. Crunchy. Don't ask me, I can't remember who the fuck said that's the best way to describe these type of people, but crunchy. I don't get it, but it always stuck with me. So yeah, we're going to describe them as crunchy people. So it gives you an idea, though, of what these people look like and what we're about to deal with. And it, again, feels very 80s. Very, very 80s. And I miss the 80s someday. I never grew up in the 80s, but damn it, I look at some of these 80s movies, I'm like, I wish I was there. Even though some of these people are some crunchy motherfuckers, I wish I was there. But, after we see the craziness of the town, they pull up to Granddad's house, and he lives out in the middle of nowhere just about. He's got a barn. He's got a fucking old, I guess, cabin in the woods thing without the woods. Like, I love his house design. I'm not going to lie. I love his house. But they pull up, and we get a good look at all, like, the tornado wind movers and shit like that, the things that make little click, 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 little clicking sounds. Y'all know it, the sound y'all saw, Twister. The little clicking, clacking sound of whatever the hell those things kind of warn you that a tornado's coming. Yeah, he's got one of those. I digress, though. The point is, we're looking around this barn. We get to see how kind of isolated and alone they are. And as they're walking up, Grandpa's on the ground, just sprawled out on the porch. And she's just like, oh my God, Dad? Dad, like, she's very calm, by the way. She's very calm because she knows her dad. She knows her dad. Her dad's fine, by the way. Her dad's fine. But she leaves it. She's like, Dad? Is Grandpa okay? Yeah, he's fine, honey. He's just a very heavy sleeper. Dad? Oh my God, if Grandpa's dead, can we move back to Phoenix? Like, damn. Like, you can't wait for the body to be cold before you say that. But Granddad pops up and he's like, hot plane, Dad, and doing a damn mighty fine job at it, too. And she's like, oh, Dad, and hugs him. And of course, we're going to the house and everyone's unpacking slowly. And we see, you know, Michael carrying like his weights around, and Sammy's got his little box. And he's just like, wait a minute, what's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with this picture? What are you talking about, Sammy? There's no TV, okay? Do you know what that means when there's no TV? There's no MTV, Michael. There's no MTV. I'm like, he's really that butthurt about no MTV. Thank God he doesn't know what happened to MTV later on in life. It ain't what it used to be anymore. No siree. But we cut over to Lucy and her dad talking as they're unpacking, and he's just like, darling, I never met a woman who never fixed her situation by getting divorced. Dad, I didn't want to have a big fight. I just wanted to do a clean break and a clean sweep and just start over. I just want a fresh start. And then, you know, we cut back to the boys just goofing off. But before we go back to the boys, I wanted to state, I like this line. It's simple, it's efficient. It lets you know that Lucy divorced her husband. She didn't want no kind of problems, so she was clean break. That's why she's starting over. She's a very soft-spoken, very peaceful nature woman. And this all comes back into play in the movie, by the way, because this is the whole reason why Max likes her. She's a very motherly love kind of woman, very soft-spoken, though. And she just wants to be happy in life. She wants her boys to be happy and be fulfilled in life. She just wants to be happy. And I guess she just was not happy with the boy's father, so she wanted a clean divorce. Which, I like that. You know, there's no animosity there. There's no anger towards the ex-husband. There's no bitterness. She ain't in the spiral of depression or upset, you know. She ain't like a typical woman in these situations. You know, she's being she is the idea of what Hollywood should strive when they want to make a fucking strong, independent woman movie. She's a strong, independent woman. She's like, yeah, okay, I'm divorced. I'm starting over. I'm living with my dad up in Santa Carla. Fuck it. Make the best of life. Make the best of life. And that is what she's doing. And I appreciate that. But we see the boys goofing off, and they find Granddad's special room. And it's a taxidermy room. Yeah, because Granddad likes taxidermy. And he's just like, oh my God, this is a great place. Yeah, for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre family. So many horror references just in one line, thanks to the boys. But Granddad shows up and he's like, rules, boys, we have rules. Rule number 1, don't touch the second shelf in the fridge. And he lifts it up and he's just like, this is where I keep my double stuffed Oreos and my root beers. Second rule. I like his second rule. That's why I'm laughing. The second rule is the TV guides to be brought in on Wednesdays. Do not take the little sticker off the TV guide because, you know, it ruins the cover and he doesn't like that. And Sam asks, so does that mean you have a TV? No, you read the TV guide, don't need the TV. Fucking Grandpa. Just back at it again, saying stupid shit. But Michael asks him, though, about, you know, hey, Grandpa, is this true that this is murder capital of the world? And he makes a comment saying, if all the dead bodies were to stand up all at once, we'll have one hell of an overpopulation problem. That's a lot of dead bodies. And then, but after, you know, that conversation, of course, he closes the door and tells the boys to stay out of this room, you know, 'cause that's his room. So we then cut to, I guess later on that night, the boys go into the town at the pier, and there's a concert going on. And this concert is fucking 80s. I'm talking about poofy metalheads just bashing their heads together. You know, there's like two guys like holding on to each other, just slinging their heads back and forth. There's a barrel on fire. Everyone's all tight together, you know, dancing in one spot. You know, and of course, It's my favorite guy. It's Mr. Leather Tight Pants, dude. Mr. Purple Pants over here. He's singing his song, I Still Believe, with that beautiful saxophone music going on. And he's just all up to this music. Everybody's all into this music. You know, it's just a blaring and dancing. Fucking Michael and Sam are there. They're looking at this shit. And I just wish, goddamn, I wish I was there. Hey, straight up, I wish I was there. But while that is happening, we then see the mom. We call her the mom, who is, you know, doing her own thing. She, you know, wandering around, minding her own business. And she sees a little help wanted sign. Doesn't really think much of it. But then sees a little boy crying, you know, Mom, where are you? Mom. And so her heart hurts. She's a loving, caring woman, very motherly instinct. So she takes him into the movie rental store. She saw the help want a sign and goes to speak to the man in charge, who is Max. And Max, you know, just goes, well, what can I do to help you with? Oh, this little boy. And then, of course, you know, the mom comes in. Oh, my God, son, where you been? Thank you for finding him. Oh, thank you. And, of course, you know, Max is like, oh, that's so sweet. You're very kind. And hands her a lollipop. And while this is going on, we see David and the boys walk in. They're being all kind of creepy, you know, just kind of vulturing around, as Anastasia would put it. And as they're vulturing around, you know, Max is talking to Lucy about, you know, what can I do for you? And she's just like, I really need, you really need a job, don't you? Do I look that needy? Well, I can help you with that. And, you know, and they, of course, they introduce each other. You know, I'm Max, oh, Lucy. So, you know, it's a cute little, you know, romantic moment going on. And then as that's happening, David stops, like, kind of right in front of him, behind Lucy, but right in front of him. He just looks at him and just goes, hey, thought I told you boys not to come in here anymore. Of course, they kind of laugh a little bit and slowly just walk out. No problems, by the way, no problems. Which I like this contrast. Because think about it. That first time we met David, you know, at the carousel, yes, he is calm, he's cool, he's collective. He's very, you know, like, all right, boys, let's go. He spoke there, and the way he spoke his pieces of dialogue, he kind of inserted himself as the leader to prove, all right, this ain't over yet, buddy, but we'll leave now, because there's too many fucking witnesses. Max says something to him, nothing is said. The boys just smile and walk out like, all right, Chief, you said it. Which is a great foreshadowing with the fact that Max is their leader, but, you know, Max is their father. Max, as Murray put it, you are the father, Max. You are the father. But I like that because you see how they're willing to listen to Dad and not, you know, talk shit. So after the boys leave and we get more cute moments with Lucy and Max, we cut back over to Michael and Sam. And at this point, Michael has been looking into the crowd and we see Star. We actually get to see Star. She doesn't say anything during this part, but we see her, and the way I describe her is a gypsy beauty. And that is what she is. She is a beautiful gypsy girl almost, you know, kind of luring in unsuspecting people. But she catches the eye of Michael. And of course, Michael's staring at her, and he's trying not to. Even Sam's trying to make him stop. He's like, watch the concept. Watch the guy in the purple pants, Michael. Don't watch her. Don't look at her. And of course, she, you know, she's trying to dance and shit, but she's also looking at Michael. So these are cute little, like, eye contact. We're doing better than the people in Near Dark at this point. There's more eye contact going on. So Michael then proceeds to start following Star with Sammy. And as Sam, you know, he's like, you following that girl, aren't you? No. Then I'm at the mercy. I'm at the how did he put it? I'm at the mercy of your sex gland, buddy. Sam, do you have something to do? And he stops and he looks and he sees that he's in front of a comic book store and he's like, actually, yeah, I do. And he walks in, and that is when we get the amazing introduction of the Frog Brothers. So as Sam's walking around, of course, we see the frogs. I'm assuming it's their parents. It's never clarified. It's never explained who these people are. I'm assuming it's their parents, though, but they look like fucking hippies. They're passed out from all the weed they're probably been smoking. You know, because one of them's even wearing sunglasses and they're sleeping on each other, like leaning up on each other, sleeping. And as Sam's walked through, one of the brothers walk up to him and he's just like, got a problem, boys? Just checking out your civilian wardrobe. Yes, pretty cool, huh? Yeah, for a fashion victim. Like, damn, throw some shades, boys, throw some shades. But as they keep walking, they're like, listen, buddy, if you're looking for the frozen yogurt stand, it went out last summer. Actually, I'm looking for a Batman issue number 14. That's a very serious comic book right there. There's only 5 in the world. 4. I'm always looking for the other 4. Now, he goes 4. I'm always looking for the others. Because apparently he bought one, or he got one. Don't ask me how he got his hands on issue number 14, but he got his hands on issue number 14. And then, of course, they have casual nerd talk about, the placement of the comic books. You can't put Superman issue number 114 with number 137. He hasn't discovered Red Kryptonite yet. Where are you from? Phoenix. But lucky me, I got to move here. And then they go to give him a comic, and during this whole interaction, we keep cutting back to the front of the store because the trashy people from the carousel, they're there with their little group, and they're thinking about stealing. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're straight up thinking about stealing. They're going to steal. They're there to steal. So while, that conversation is happening, we're cutting to them. And, but they give him, Sammy the comic book, and he's just like, I'm not into horror comics. And they're like, trust me, you're going to be wanting this comic. It might save your life. And then, of course, the trashy people steal a comic, and, they run off, so the boys try to chase after him. We cut to Star, and Michael's still following Star, by the way. He's being kind of creepy at this point. Like, he is, at least approach the woman, man. Walk up to her and be like, hey, how's it going? Don't be creepy stalker guy over here. But that's exactly what he's doing, creepy stalker guy. So as he's following Star, he sees that Star gets on the back of David's motorcycle and drives the fuck off. And Sammy happens to walk out and just goes, ha, she stiffed you, buddy. Like, damn, he was so in love with her for all of 5 seconds and then realized she got a boyfriend. Or did he? Actually, I don't even think that even crossed his mind, because later on when he talks to her, he casual introductions and shit. So, after they drive off, we then cut to the trashy people, and they're reading the stolen comic in their car, and they're, like, goofing around, they're cuddling up in the backseat, and he's trying to bite her neck, and she's like, oh, stop it, oh, come on now. And as she's reading the comics, and he's making out with her, she hears something. It's like a scratching noise. And she goes, what was that? I didn't hear anything. No, I thought I heard something. And as soon as she says that, the top of the car gets ripped the fuck off. And Boy Toy Trash Toy goes flying off into the sky, and she's left there screaming in the fetal position on the seat looking up, and then she's just taken off into the sky as well. Now, something I thought was very clever is the fact that up to this point, we still don't know that they're vampires, in the movie-wise. If you've seen the movie multiple times, you know they're vampires, but if you've never seen the movie, at this point, you don't know what the hell is going on. You just know these these people are disappearing, being tossed into the air. They're just missing. We haven't really seen any kind of gruesome attack yet. We haven't really seen the faces of these vampires yet. We even haven't really seen much of the shit going on. At this moment, it's all been kind of background play to Michael, Sam, and Lucy's story. So after that, we then see Grandpa and Sam walking into the garage, and Grandpa's showing off his car, and he's like, is she a beaut, Sam? Oh, Grandpa, can I drive her on the way back? Huh, not in your lifetime, son. Only I drive this vehicle. He gets in the vehicle, and he cranks it up, and he's like, yeah, gotta let it warm up a little bit. Ooh, you hear that? Just like a kitten purring. All right, Sammy, let's go to town. And then he turns the car off. And he gets out the vehicle with Sam still in the car. He closes his door and he's just like, so we having fun yet? Grandpa, I thought you said we were going to town. And this is about as close to town as I like to get. I love Grandpa. I love Grandpa because that's how I feel every day I got to go into work. I'm like, this is about as close to this town as I like to get, okay? I do not like going into town. I feel that, Grandpa. I'm with you 100%. Love it, though. I love it. I love Grandpa. I relate so well to him. So, after that, I guess Sam had to get a ride from his mother or from Michael or for somebody, but he goes back into the comic book store. And he's looking around, and of course the Frog Brothers are there yet again. And as, he's searching around, I guess, for a comic book he wants, they ask him, notice anything unusual about Santa Carla? No, it's a pretty cool place, Sure, a Martian. Or a vampire. Oh, our first clue that there's some bullshit going on. And of course, Sammy looks at him and he's just like, you guys been sniffing newsprint or something? And of course, the boys are just like, nah. We're actually hunters. This. You think we just work at a comic book store for our parents? You think this is what we do? Now this is all a cover, man. We're actual real hunters. We're in this. And I think that kind of line is, we do this. We fight for truth, justice, and the American way. Like, that is the most American line I've ever heard. For truth, justice, and the American way. But, to sum up the whole conversation, though, they're vampire hunters. And they tell Sammy that much, that they're vampire hunters. And they give him another horror comic. And they're like, and he's just like, guys, I told you, I'm not into horror comics. Trust me, you'll be into this one. We put our number on the back of it and pray that you will never need to call us. Okay, I'll pray. I'll never need to call you. And he says in such a sarcastic tone, it's great. It's just great. We then come back to Michael, who is now buying a leather jacket on the pier, and he's having a good time, and he goes by this piercing place, and he's taking a look at it, and a star comes out of nowhere and just goes, it's a ripoff. Huh? It's a ripoff. If you want your ears pierced, I'll do it for you. And walks off, and he's just like, hey, she's talking to me, hey! What's your name? Star. Oh, your parents too? What's that supposed to mean? Ex-hippies. I became this close to being named Moonbeam or Sundrop or something like that. I love this. I just love this. This shows you the assertiveness of David about how much control he has over his vampire family. So as Michael and Star are walking, he's like, hey, do you want to, maybe go out and get something to eat? Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. And David pulls up on the motorcycle, and he's like, Star, where you going? This is Michael. I'm going for a ride. Star. She looks at David, looks at Michael, and then gets off of Michael's bike, walks over to David, gets on. Michael kind of rolls his eyes, and he's just like, hey, you know the bluff is at? Man, I can't keep up. No, what did he say? You know where the bluff is at? Dude, I can't beat your bike. You don't have to beat me, Michael. You just gotta try to keep up. And they all take off. And this is where that song, Lost in the Shadows, starts playing, which I fucking love this song. As, it's playing, and they're on the beach, just going, like I'm talking about. It's a beautiful, well shot motorcycle. I don't really want to say a race, but a motorcycle drive of all the boys driving on the beach with, little up close shots of everybody, kind of laughing, having a good time. The smoke, how dark it is, the way the light's shining through the background, because, just how far away from a civilization they are at this point. They're on the beach. And it just, the song to it just adds so much intensity to this scene. Because as they're going through, the song eventually cuts out and they get to the edge, or I guess where the bluff is at. And Michael and David are like head to head almost, and he's like, "Come on, Michael, come on, come on, Michael. What you gonna do, Michael? What you gonna do?" And Michael panics and, slams on brakes, slides his motorcycle a little bit, almost off the edge, and he gets up and he looks at David, and he goes and punches David in the face for some strange reason. I don't know why he punched David in the face, but I guess that's just how you deal with things. You get challenged, you get kind of your ego flustered a little bit, because he's about to get the pretty girl on his bike. And, he's just like, where you going? I'm going for a ride with Michael. Are you now? And then, of course, your girl gets taken away, and then he challenges you to a race, but it's not really a race kind of thing. I think I would punch the guy, too, if he nearly tried to kill me. But the point is, Michael punches David for no fucking reason. And David's just laughing, and Michael's just like, just you, man, just you. Like, he just wants to fight David now for some fucked up reason. And he's just like, how far are you willing to go, Michael? How far are you willing to go? Like, man got punched in the face, and he's still calm as shit. Just, how far are you willing to take this, motherfucker? Like, seriously, you could not, like, I feel like you could not really buck up against this man. Like, David's that type of guy you could not buck up against, because he's just too calm. He's too cool, because he knows he will kick your ass and win. But, yeah, no, I just love that entire scene. Everything leading up to, Michael and Star, because this is, like, the first time David and Michael have ever met face-to-face. Yeah, he saw him in passing glancing, but this is like their first interaction. Now, we all know, Max is the vampire leader who's trying to get with Lucy, so he has probably informed David, hey, make him and Sammy into a vampire. Because he even says at the end of the movie that he thought if he got the boys to become vampires, it would be just so much easier for Lucy to be like, okay, sure, change me. So this was all orchestrated. This was all planned. So the fact that this man kept the cool, calm head, didn't blow his cover, didn't do anything, it just shows you how, like, kind of crazy David is in some aspect. I don't mean like loony, like a Hitchhiker Looney Tune crazy, but more like the man's meticulous. The man thinks. The man is cocky. He knows how to fuck with people. And we see this in this next scene coming up. But just the fact that in this first introduction of Michael and David meeting face to face, and there's two egos going at it, the fact that he manipulated Michael into doing this, he just like, he dangled the carrot in his face, which was Star. And what's sad is that Star originally picked Michael out because she was going to kill him. But then I guess Max intervened and was just like, no, you can't kill this one. You can't kill this one. We got to keep this one. He's going to be your brother now. So, yeah, I just like this introduction. I really like this introduction between these two characters because, of course, David is the main, not the main bad guy because, again, okay, so in some aspects, David is the main bad guy because of the fact that he's the main face we see majority of the time, and it's not unveiled till the end that Max is the main bad guy. But for the argument's sake, he's the main bad guy of this movie. So we got, Dave the main bad guy, and then Michael as the main hero here. So seeing these two people meet and clash for the first time, it's always really fun in movies to see. It really is. And just to see just how kind of calm David was compared to Michael, who's kind of flustered and fired up. Like, again, as soon as the bike, his adrenaline's pumping and shit, and he crashes his bike, he goes to punches David and tries to fight him. And in some aspect, that kind of shows the dominance David has, that, he's willing to push this boy into fighting him because he can. So the next scene, we go to basically the hangout, and they're talking about it. They're like, oh yeah, this is a pretty cool place. It used to be the hottest spot back in the early 1900s until the big one hit in 1906, and then it came all sinking down, and now it's ours. And there's a picture of the Doors lead singer in the back for some reason. Eric pointed that out the other night when we watched this movie. I was just like, never really noticed that. Like, I saw the picture, never really realized it was the lead singer for the Doors. And as, he's showing Michael around, He's just like, how about we get some Chinese, guys? Get some Chinese. And then we cut to... I love this part. I love this part. So we cut to Sam getting ready for bed. He's reading the vampire comic. His mom comes in. She's like, all right, lights out, sweetie. Let me finish this comic book, Mom. Okay, but after that, then this lights out, and she leaves the closet door open. And he's like, Mom, oh, I'm sorry. I like you. I was also scared of the closet monster. And that was one of those things that I don't think me and your dad ever could agree on. And then, of course, Granddad pops out, being goofy. She's like, oh, Dad, because he tries to, I guess, jump scare everybody, being, ooh, doing that bullshit. And, and he's like, I got you a present, Sam, and he pulls out a stuffed taxidermy beaver. And he's like, yeah, that's really nice, Sammy. There's more where that come from, buddy. Good night, Sammy. Walks off, and of course, she's like, good night, Sam, and closes the door. And Sam's sitting there, and he's trying to read this comic. And he just keeps looking at this beaver, and he's just like, your history, pal. And he gets up, and he, aggressively grabs it like he's scared of this damn thing. And he takes it to the closet and puts it up and closes the door. And we'll come back to that closet, by the way. We'll come back, because there's a deleted scene that kind of wraps around back to this closet. And the deleted scene is we keep seeing Grandpa give Sammy all these taxidermy animals. So Sammy starts stacking them in the closet. You get a little glimpse of it in the actual movie, but you see it more in the deleted scenes, which I just fucking love. But after that, we cut back to Michael and everybody, and they're like, it's feeding time. They're throwing out the Chinese boxes and everything, and Michael grabs his rice and he starts eating it, and David leans in. He's just like, how those maggots taste, Michael? I'm sorry, what? Maggots. You're eating maggots, Michael. He looks down, of course, there's maggots, so he spits it out, and he drops it, and they're all laughing at him, like, ha, ha, ha. Oh, he got you good, man. And he's just like, bro, first of all, what kind of mind manipulation does David have that he convinced this man that he was eating maggots? It could have been the trickery of the light, it's very dark in that cave or something. But come on, man, you made this man believe he was eating maggots and there was no maggots at all? And then he's like, oh, Michael, it's okay. They'll be all right. Here, try some noodles, man. He leans in, he looks at it, and he's like, oh, it's worms. What? It's worms. What do you mean these are worms? And of course he grabs it and he eats it. And he's like, wait, don't eat those. And it's just fucking noodles. And even David says that. He says, it's just noodles, Michael. They're just noodles. And of course Star's like, that's enough, guys. Quit fucking with him. Stop it. Oh, quit being a buzzkill, Star. We're just goofing. And he leans in, tells one of the boys to go get the wine. And he comes in and, of course, David drinks in. He's just like, you want some? Michael goes to grab it, and of course Star's just like, Michael, don't do it. Don't, it's blood. Yeah, sure it is. The whole time that's going on, you hear the boys just chanting, Michael, 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 like it's a fucking frat house over here. And as soon as he drinks it, and of course, Cry Little Sister is playing in the background, none of the actual music, not the lyrical music itself, just the fucking, the drums up on them. That bullshit is just playing as she's drinking it. You hear everybody cheering, like, whoa, yeah, way to go, Michael, whoa. Yeah, of course, Star, she's upset about this because now Michael is like her. He is now a halfling, and he must eat to become a full person. But as they're all celebrating, there's this really cool shot of, an up-close, kind of transition of Michael sitting there drinking the wine with David's face kind of close to him. And apparently he was spinning in a dark room, he was on a little contraption that had him spinning, and he just had to chant Michael over and over again. Yeah, Michael, Mike. And we wonder why his name was used over 100 times. I think in this one chant alone it was used at least 60 times. But we get to this cool little montage, everyone's just celebrating, just kind of dark forebodingness is about to happen. Then we see them drive off, and one of the things, by the way, before they drive off, that says to him, David says to Michael, drink this to become one of us. That should have been a heads up right there. Probably shouldn't have been drinking that, but with all the head fuckery going around, I'm sure that's why he was just like, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna have some. I want to be a cool kid too. Pressure. He was under a lot amount of pressure. So after that, we then get everyone kind of driving off, and they drive off to this railroad track. And as everyone gets off their bike, Michael's like, hey guys, what's going on? And David's like, okay. Hey, David, Michael wants to know what's going on. Marco, can you tell Michael what's going on? Who wants to know what's going on? Michael wants to know what's going on. I don't know. Dwight, what's going on? It becomes like this whole goofy of no one wants to tell Michael what's going on. And David's just like, I'll tell you what's going on, boys. And then one of them walks up and goes, good night, Michael. And then, woo, jumps down onto the bridge. Next one, later, Michael, jumps down. And the next. And then David walks up and he jumps down too. And of course, Michael, standing there confused as fuck, leans over. And he sees the boys hanging from the bridge, which is another iconic scene of the boys hanging in like this pitch black area, nothing but the fog underneath them, and then the train tracks above them. But they're all just hanging there, woo, come on down, Michael, come join us. Join us, Michael. And as, Michael's sitting there hesitating, he's like, all right, fine, fuck it, I'll join you. So he climbs down, he's hanging on there with everybody else as a train's coming around. And as the train's coming, of course, everybody's shaking, everybody's screaming and laughing. Michael's just like, David, what's going on? And of course, Michael's just like, you are one of us now, Michael. You are one of us. Let go. And everybody else is just letting go. Woo, yeah, just having a grand time. Except for Michael. And then David, of course, classy, very classy, just lets it go and just falls straight through the fog. And as the train passes, there's a moment of silence, and Michael's just holding on to dear life. And you hear the boys just laughing, giggling underneath the fog. And Michael can't hold on any longer, so he ends up letting go and falling. As he's falling, it's like a forever fall, like to the point that he literally, halfway through his fall and scream, stops screaming, looks around, and then proceeds to scream more as he's falling. He's like, ah! Ah! Like, I kid you not, it was fucking like off-putting this last time watching it. It was fucking hilarious to me. But it transitions into him laying in his bed. He lands on his bed, everything's great. And he's waking up to Sam, going, hey, Michael, it's time to get up. It's 2 o'clock. Come on, man. It's time to get up. And, opening up the blind. Mom's on the phone. What do you mean Mom's home? No, Mom's on the phone. All right, man, let me get my sunglasses. You need your sunglasses to talk on the phone? So he hands him the pair of sunglasses, and he picks up the phone. And, of course, Sam's like, are you all right? Are you free bracing or something? Hello? Michael, you still in bed? No. Michael, I'm going to need you to babysit Sammy tonight. Sammy's old enough to babysit himself. I don't need a babysitter. Michael, this is the first time Max has asked me out, and I would really like to go. I really would appreciate if you would do this. Come on. Please, would you do this for me? Fine. Thank you. You're so great, Michael. And then, of course, hangs up. And then we cut to later on that night, and fucking Grandpa's got a date. Grandpa's all, hey, Sammy, what we got as aftershave? Grandpa, we got Windex. Oh, that might work. And then Michael comes in. He's just like, got a big date tonight, Grandpa? Oh, yes, I'm going to show the widow my handiwork. Which you stuff for her, Mr. Johnson? Michael, that's what's uncalled for. Like, even Sammy's just like that, like, Michael, that was uncalled for. And Grandpa, of course, grabs his little taxidermy dog, and he goes into his old jalopy and drives off. And Sammy's like, hey, I'll make you something to eat. And he's just like, nah, I'm good. Michael, this attitude's really killing you, You gotta stop. And we have a bit of a brotherly banter right here. Because he's it's rather obvious something's going on with Michael. He's being a lot more of a douchebag than usual, and he's very grouchy and very crotchety. And Sammy's just pointing this shit out. He's like, why are you being such a douche, basically? And in the middle of this fight, it ramps up to an 11 when we see motorcycle lights, sounds start, like, basically blaring around the house, and it's getting crazy. You hear David chanting Michael, and as the boys are standing there watching like the wind pick up, and it's blowing the blinds around, and it's like knocking shit over. The dog's going crazy, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, there's a good boy in this movie. It's a husky named Nanook. He is the sweetest boy in this world, and he is the greatest dog in this entire movie, and he survives the entire time. Hoorah, go Nanook. But the dog's going crazy, though, and eventually Michael just goes to the door, and I'm going to open it, and he fucking yeets the door open, and everything goes quiet. Everything goes silent. Sammy was already in the back going, Michael, don't open the door, don't do it, and then he goes quiet. And, of course, Michael just closes the door, and he's just like, Sammy, go upstairs and take a bath. Which leads to one of my next favorite scenes. So, Sammy's upstairs taking a bubble bath. Legitimately, taking a bubble bath. And Michael's downstairs, and he's getting something to drink, and he's grabs the milk carton, which, by the way, has Laddie missing on it, by the way. We don't see that till later on, but I'll like to point that out. And as he goes to drink it, he gets a sudden urge, a certain rage to start, the thirst. He gets the thirst. And as he gets the thirst, of course, Sammy's the only human in the vicinity of him, so he goes up the stairs. And as he's going up the stairs, Sammy is in the bathtub, in this bubble bath time, singing that song, I ain't got a man, I ain't got a soul, I ain't just a lonely boy, I ain't got a home. Woo. I don't know the name of the song. I think it's called I Ain't Got a Home or something like that. And I'm sorry that was sung completely off key and terrible, but it's just a funny ass song. Making it even better with fucking Sammy, like combing his hair with the shampoo and the nooks next to him. But as this is going on, Michael comes up to the door and he's trying to fight the urge, but he can't. So he opens up the door, and the entire time there's this slow, not slow build up, but a kind of a medium build up to him going up the stairs, and Nanook's growling. Now he's like in attack mode. He knows there's danger. And as soon as Michael opens the door, Nanook jumps up and attacks Michael, causing him to close the door. And Sammy was underneath the water, rinsing himself off, so he missed the whole thing. So as soon as he gets up, he comes out and he's like, Michael, what's going on? And Michael's standing there with his hand bleeding, because Nanook bit him. And he's just like, oh my God, Michael, what happened? It's Nanook. Wait, Nanook, what'd you do to my dog, you asshole? I did nothing. Nanook bit me. Why? He was protecting you. He looks up and, Sammy's just like, Michael, the mirror. Michael's got no reflection. Michael is just there, invisible almost, kind of see-through, and he's just like, Michael, you're a creature of the night. You're a vampire, my own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Oh, you wait till mine finds out. And runs up the stairs. Now, I love this line. Just, you wait till mom finds out. First of all, just the fact that he said he's going to tell his mother, that's just funny. Second of all, how do you explain that one to your mother? Mom, I need to talk to you about Michael real quick. So see, what happened was, turns out Michael's a vampire. And Michael tried to kill me. So, what we gonna do about this, Mom? Mom, why are you getting the people the white jackets? Mom, that a really big needle? Mom, Mom? Like, seriously, I feel like that's how that would honestly go. Like, but still, though, how do you explain this one to your mom? Well, Michael goes upstairs and, can't, get into Sammy's room because he's locked the door. So Michael goes and lays down, trying to calm himself down. Sammy's done called the brothers, and they're asking him a generic question, does he sleep all day? Yeah, just about. Does he have an irritation in the sun? Yeah, he wears sunglasses even indoors. Does he have bad breath? Yeah, but he's always had bad breath. Yeah, definitely a vampire. Yeah. Okay, so what you want to do? Let's get a steak, right? And want to stab him straight through the heart. I can't do that. He's my brother. Well, we can come over there and do that. No! Then you better get yourself a garlic t-shirt, buddy. Because you're going to need one. And they hang up the phone. Like, they were so helpful. So helpful. So, we come back to Michael, who is now, I guess, learning his vampire powers. Because somehow he starts floating in the air. And he wakes up because he hits his head on the ceiling. He started realizing something ain't right here. So he's trying to come down, but he can't come down. It's like trying to watch someone get doused with pixie dust and try to figure out how to fly. Yeah, he can't come down though. And he ends up going out the fucking window. And he's like trying to grab everything he can, the curtains, the phone wire, anything he can to stop himself from floating off into the sky. At the same time this is going on, Sam's on the phone with his mother. And, she's on the date with Max, of course. So she's like, Sammy, what's going on? Listen, Mom, we got to talk about Michael, okay? Like, we got some serious things going on right now. What's going on? What's up with Michael? And, of course, because Michael's, like, floating out the window and he's on the phone. He's like, Mommy, don't listen to him, okay? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And Sammy drops the phone. He starts screaming, just, Mom, he's going to kill me. Stay back, stay back. And he's like making his finger at like a cross or something. But he's like screaming. He's just like, Mom, help, he's going to kill me. And she's just like, oh my God. And she drops the phone and leaves poor Max at the date. Just leaves that poor man, which I should feel sorry for him, but I don't because he's a vampire leader. But as Michael's begging Sam for help. He's like, Sammy, let me in, please help me. No, stay back. Sammy, please, just help me. I don't know what's going on. You're a vampire, Michael. You're a vampire. I gotta stake you. No, Michael. No, Sammy, I'm not a vampire. Then what are you? Some flying nun? I'm your brother, Sammy. Okay. And, so he goes over there and he opens up the window and he lets him in and he pulls him in. And he's just like, Michael, what's going on? I don't know, Sammy. I'm going to figure this out, okay? I'm going to figure this out. But right now, we need to stay together. We need to work together on this. What about Mom? I'll deal with Mom, okay? I'm going to figure this out, though. And, of course, Mom's already pulling up. And, she's running. She's like, Sam, oh, my God, Sam, are you okay? Yeah, Mom, I'm fine. Just, oh, my God, what was going on? I got lost in the comic, Mama. I'm so sorry. You got lost in the comic? It was a really scary comic, Mom. Oh, my God. And what the hell is this? And she sees the spilt milk on the ground, so she goes over there to pick up the milk, and that's when we get the laddie picture, missing child. And, of course, Michael's sneaking out at the time, so he's going to go and maybe figure out what the hell is going on with himself. We then cut to Max. And we see Max walking to his house, and of course there's his dog Thor, who we also meet. Thor's not a good boy, by the way. Thor is definitely not a good boy. He's a mean, vicious boy, but he doesn't die in this movie, not at all. Still though, very mean boy. But as he's walking, he gets jump scared by a vampire kite. It's literally a kite with a vampire on it, and he's just like, oh, Thor, is that you making all that noise? And he goes to pick up the kite, though, after he talks to his dog. And as he picks up the kite, the motorcycle lights and the boys laughing and giggling start right back up, right in front of Max's house. And we're left there with Max looking out, not even concerned, not worried, just looking out to the motorcycles. And then we cut to fucking Michael going to see Star. This is kind of intercut with, at the same time, with Sammy sleeping with his mother. So, I'll get to the Michael. Let me cut to the Sammy part. So, while Michael's talking with Star, we cut to Sammy. And he comes in, he's just like, hey, Mom? Yeah, honey? I'm still really scared. Could I sleep with you tonight? Well, of course, darling, of course. And he sits down. And she's like, woo, did y'all boys get a pizza or something? No, why, Mom? Ooh, something smells like garlic. And as soon as she says that, he opens up his shirt, and he's got a ring of garlic around his shirt. He's just like, oh, God, and he closes up his robe. I just love that. I just love that because, I mean, the boys did say, get a garlic t-shirt, buddy. Get a garlic t-shirt. But while Michael, goes to see Star, he's mad. He smells the wine, realizes his blood, and smashes the vial. And Star's looking at him from the bed, all kind of sexual, I'm not even going to lie. And she's just like, Michael, over here. And, of course, it's very 80s as they run up to each other. And he's just like, Star, what's going on? I don't know, Michael. I can't explain it. I don't know how to tell you this. Oh, I'm so sorry. So, instead of trying to explain, hey, listen. 'Cause I feel like this could be easy to explain, by the way. Not easy to understand, but easy to explain. It's just Star, what's going on? Well, you see, Michael, what is going on is, you're a half vampire, I'm a half vampire, David and everybody else is a full vampire, Laddie's a half vampire, and we must kill someone to become a full vampire. Or we gotta cure ourselves, but I don't know who the vampire leader is. I'm kind of stuck this way. I'm not sure if I'm even David's girlfriend or not, so we might have a shot, no matter how this ends, by the way. Straight up. It's never explained whether Star is actually David's girlfriend or not, but frankly, I don't think anyone gives a shit, because David, man. But instead of explaining any of this shit, no, we just have classic 80s sex. Slow-mo kissing. Of course, Cry Little Sister starts playing yet again. And as that is going on, of course, they're making out on the bed. She's undressed. It's a great time all the way around. Great time, great 80s sex. We all know the 80s sex with the whole fade over, the up close of them kissing, and then the fade back of them kind of naked in the bed, No humping or anything, just classic 80s sex. We then cut to another overhead shot of the boys flying in from above, and then going into the tunnel, and then flying straight into the hole past Michael and all that. And I love this shot because it's used again near the end of the movie when David and them go to attack Michael and all of them at the house. It's the same exact shot. It's just shot in reverse. It's just reverse. But because of that, it wakes Michael up. And when he wakes up, he looks at his hand and realizes it's healed from last night. He's not been bit. It's fine. It's fantastic. He's like, this is great. So after he sees this, he goes back to his house and he walks into his front porch. And his mom's sitting there. And she's like, hi, can we talk? And he looks at her like, what, Mom? Like, what? She's like, aren't we friends anymore? Of course we are. Then can we talk as friends? Yeah, sure. Listen, Michael, there's something going on. If there's a girl or something, Mom, I have more important things going on than being a girl, and you wouldn't understand? And of course, he walks off after that. But it's kind of true. She's trying to have that motherly talk with him, just like, listen, if you're going through something, son, I'm here as you need to talk. I'm here as you want to talk about this shit. But Michael, he ain't dealing with the typical teenage boy shit. He ain't, in love with a girl who, doesn't show the same affection back. No, he's a vampire. That's not the same shit, Mom. Like, that's completely different. But I still feel like he could have talked to his mother about some of the changes going on with his body. But yeah, no, I really like the conversation because it shows you her parenting style. She's not tough love. She's very nurture and nurturing over here. Very motherly. Wants to sit down, wants to talk to them, Not necessarily be their friends, even though she used the word, aren't we still friends? That is something my mother did. My mother told me at a certain age, there's a point when you get as a teenager that you can become friends with your parents. It's a little weird to become friends with your parents, but you'll notice as you grow up, they're not necessarily stop being your parents, but when you grow up and you become an adult yourself, you're your own adult. You got to take care of yourself. Mommy and Daddy cannot take care of you forever. And there's a point that you have to talk to your parents, and not just as a parent, but as a friend, as somebody you can communicate with. And you do this intentionally. You do this when you text your mom just to see how she's doing. Do that with your friends. You know, you're not texting your mom because you want something. You know, you're just like, hey, Mom, I miss you. How's it going? I love you. I mean, I do that to my mom. My mom randomly would send me a meme, and then we'll just have a full-ass 8-hour conversation talking about whatever, just seriously. And that's what you do with your friends. And that's where me and my mother are at. We're kind of friends. You know, she's still my mother, and I still respect her, and I still follow her lead. You know, she's just like, hey, baby girl, let me give you some advice. I'm going to do that because she's my mother. She gave birth to me. I came out of her. Yeah, she's seen me full naked and all. I'm going to respect this woman. But we are friends to the point that we could just sit down, have a glass of wine, and chit-chat about our days. And that's something to look forward to when you do get older, is enjoying that time with your parents. Because as a teenager, you're going to hate your parents. As a teenager, I think we all hated our parents. Like, okay, let me phrase that. We didn't hate our parents, we just liked them being in our lives. Because they're our parents, you know. They're trying to be cool, they're hip, but they're still our parents. They still had to give us rules and ground us and tell us who we could and couldn't hang out with and shit like that. But I like this kind of aspect with the mom because it just adds more to her motherly nature that Max is so fond of. But after Michael, you know, goes to the house having that conversation, you know, Granddad looks at him, he's like, oh, so it looks like I wasn't the only one who got lucky last night. And he looks at Sammy, and Sammy kind of looks at him like, hey, did you take care of what you had to take care of? And Michael doesn't answer him, and it's kind of like an awkward stare down between each other. So later on that day, Lucy and Sam go to apologize to Max, and she's just like, you should be the one making the apology, sir, since you made me leave the date last night. And it goes, I guess, like a wine and some flowers to apologize for, you know, kind of running out on him. And she's like, I'm going to leave it on the porch so nobody steals it, and opens the gate and starts walking down the pathway. Sam is reading in the comics at the time about hellhounds. And about how they're protectors and watchers of their owners and everything. And then we cut to Thorn, who's sitting there, and she's like, hi, Thorn. And Thorn gets aggressive. I'm talking about foaming at the mouth, growling, barking, and it freaks Lucy out. She drops all this shit, and she's like, Sam! And then starts taking off running as Thorn's chasing her. Sam gets out the car and tries to help his mom out, who's now climbing over the fence, and Thorn's ripping at her dress. And she rolls over, and she's like, Sam, just get in the car, oh my God, oh shit. And they drive the hell off. We then cut to fucking Sam just talking to the Frog Brothers about what just happened, you know, going, it's about the houses of hell, you know, I saw them, you know, I seen this shit, what's going on in this place? And the boys are like, oh, we always knew that there was a vampire problem here. Your brother is a half vampire. Or your brother's a vampire. Do yourself a favor. You sleep better at night. You kill him. If he's a vampire, guys, he's only a half vampire. And I read that if we kill the vampire leader, all half vampires go back to regular people. Do you know who the cult leader is? No. Does he? I don't think so. Find out who that is, then we can maybe help. What if it's Max? What? He works at the movie rental place. He only comes in at night. He has the dog just like the hellhound. It could be Max. Let's go with Max. And sad part is Sammy's got it. Sammy's got it hands down. Like, he called that shit. About halfway through this movie, he's like, Max is the head vampire. And he was correct. 100%. And the fact that he worked at the rental movie store, that actually adds an extra layer to Max as a character. Because something I didn't think about until I was looking up some facts about this movie, but somebody pointed out, I think it was the listening, so it was some channel on YouTube, the listing, I think, who pointed out the fact that Max working at the rental video store was kind of key, because back in the day when you had to rent out from Blockbuster, from one of these rental stores, you had to show identification and write your name down, your address. So he could have grabbed that information to find himself a nice meal when he was hungry. Food for thought. Food for thought. But, you know, they agree, you know, Max is probably the head vampire, so we're gonna get him. We then see Michael getting ready to leave for the night, and he sees Sammy, and Sammy doesn't want nothing to do with him right now, so Sammy just slams the door on him, and he goes downstairs, and we see Lucy cooking, and he's just like, oh, and Granddad, by the way, it's Granddad, he's like, oh, what we got cooking here? Don't eat that. That's for company. Oh, we're having company again? Company again. Dad, you haven't had anybody over since Mom died 8 years ago. I know, we're having company again. Fuck, I love you, Grandpa. I love you, man. He's going to be me in the future. Just, oh, we're having company again? Amanda, you haven't had anyone come over to your house in the past 10 years. I know, we're having company again? But as Michael goes to leave, she's like, Michael, you staying? No, I got plans. Michael, well, Max is coming over. Okay. And he walks off, and as he goes to leave, Max is at the door. This is more good foreshadowing about Max, by the way. Every interaction we've had with Max had been a good foreshadowing of Max being the head vampire. The fact that he acts like one, how calm, cool, and collected he's been towards David and the boys. The fact that David and the boys showed up at his house and nothing happened. Thorne's been the creepy-looking dog. It's all adding up. And then we got this moment right here. As Michael goes to leave, and he's just like, oh, you must be Michael, and you must be Max. Well, you're the man of the house, and I will not come in until you invite me in. You're invited in, Max. And then, you know, Michael walks by him, Max comes in, and right there, vampires cannot come in unless invited. Michael invited him in. Shame on you, Michael. Shame on you. But again, I don't think Michael's aware of the fact that he's a vampire. I don't think he's put two and two together just quite yet. Granted, he really should have. But as he comes in, of course, he's like, yeah, Thorne sends his apologies, you know, it's okay. And then Sam comes down, and he's like, Mom, these are my dinner guests, Edgar and Alan Frogs. These are the Frog Brothers. Oh, you're having company. Oh, well, Mom, if that's okay, we can get some peanut butter and just go, no. There's plenty for everybody. And then we have the funny-ass dinner scene. So, as they're sitting there eating dinner, and of course, you know, they're testing Max out to see if he's a vampire leader or not. So, they're eating dinner. Mom's just like, woo, somebody here has bad bread. And they all look at Max, and Max is just like, what? No, please, could you get out of my face with that? No, go upstairs. Hey, Max, you want some Parmesan? Yeah, sure, I love Parmesan. He, you know, grabs it and he puts it on the spaghetti, and everyone starts leaning in. And as he's about to, you know, eat it, you know, Lucy's just like, oh yeah, Sam graded that himself, you know, really good. You know, he wanted to do his own Parmesan cheese. And as he eats it, he goes, oh, and they're like, oh my God, are you all right? It's garlic. Oh, this ain't Parmesan cheese at all. It's garlic. Garlic, yeah, I bet you hate garlic. No, I love garlic, just raw garlic. It's a bit much. He loves garlic. Okay, quick, here, wash it down. He throws, I'm assuming, holy water at him. And he just pops up, and he's like, Jesus Christ, I bet it burns, does it? No, it doesn't burn, it's freezing. It's ice water, man. Nothing's working. Quick, turn out the lights. So he turned the lights off, and he's just like, now what? It must be a power outage, Mom. That's okay, I'll get it. And as they go to turn the power on, they put a little mirror in front of Max, so when they flip the lights on, he's staring at himself in the mirror, and he's like, ah! And everyone's just like, okay, stop, enough. Everyone just calm down. And Max looks at him and goes, Sam, I know why you're doing this. You do? I'm not trying to replace your dad. I'm just trying to be your friend. Lucy, I think I want to go now. Mom, I am so sorry. Okay, maybe Max isn't the vampire leader. And, of course, you know, Max and her are just like, I guess we're 2 for 0 on this one. Yeah. All right, how about this? Dinner, my place, I'll cook this time. Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. So basically setting up another third date attempt. Good for them, not trying to give up on this shit, even though everything is screaming, hey, we totally should be dating. So then we cut to Michael on the pier looking for Star, and he runs up to David and he aggressively grabs him and he's just like, "Where's Star, David?" "What? Where's Star?" "Michael, if you want to ever see Star again, you better come with us." And he goes, "Okay." So they all hop on, and then we have another iconic moment here. I love this moment where everyone shows up. It's the bonfire scene. And basically there's a tree with the light glowing right behind it, and they're on a hill, and everyone comes up on this hill. Like, they all walk up pretty badass too, all one by after the other, and they're looking down, and he's just like, "Hey, Michael, over here." And of course Michael gets into the tree and looks down, and you see like a bunch of people just drinking, partying, having a good time. And it's like, "Michael, you want to know who you are?" And then this is when we get like our actual first look at the vampires themselves, their actual face, what they look like, how scary they're supposed to be. And I'm gonna be honest, they're scary. They're not like Nosferatu scary, but they got a scary look nonetheless. And you see where Buffy definitely got the inspiration for the vampire look. Keep them looking pretty sexy as humans, and then once those fangs come out, kind of creepy, kind of disturbing. But this is when they show Michael who he truly is, and they start, going just fucking crazy at this place. I'm talking about slaughtering everybody. I mean, we're watching like David bite the head off this one guy. We're watching like blood spear out of this one dude's neck. And it's all quick cuts, by the way. We're not lingering on the shots or anything like that. But it's enough to get your heart racing and the blood a pumping. And Michael over there is trying to fight the urge. Like, he's trying to fight the urge to, not rage out and feed like everybody else. And he throws himself onto the ground once the slaughter basically ends. Everything's quiet. The music's done. Because the music ramped up during this attack scene, which is, again, another good choice for the music. But as Michael's on the ground, David and all of them come up, and we get that iconic shot of all of them standing there on that hill with the light behind them. And he's like, "So now you know what you are? Now you know what we are. You never grow up, Michael. You never die. But you must feed." Iconic line. Iconic line from hell. It's one of my favorite lines of this whole movie. Is now you know who you are, now you know who we are. Never grow up, you'll never die, but you must feed. That is just a fantastic line. It's an iconic line for vampires all over the world, because that is a true statement coming from a vampire. I think a lot of vampires have some sort of monologue like this, where it's like, you're a vampire, you can't die, you can't do this, but you must always feed. That was pretty big iconic line right there, and I fucking love it. It's great. And coming from David himself, and the way he enunciated everything, the fact that he's got like blood, coming out of his mouth a little bit, and he's all too happy to tell this to Michael. We then cut to Sam waking up to another stuffed taxidermy animal in his fucking room, and it's a bird on a pedestal. So Sam gets up and he's like, "Damn, I wish Grandpa would stop doing this." And he opens up the closet door, and you see just the assortment of taxidermy animals in this closet as he's like shoving another one in. And then Michael comes in through the window and scares the shit out of Sam. And he's just like, "I know who I am now, Sam. I know who I am. Michael, I know what you are too, man. Now, if you tell me who the vampire leader is, I got some connections and we can take care of this." And before they can say anything, you hear Star from the ground just go, Michael, I need to talk to you. Let me come up." "No, go away." And she doesn't listen, so she comes up anywhere. And Sam's just like, "She's one of them, isn't she?" And as soon as she pops up through that window, he's like, "Ah, she's one of them," and hides underneath the fucking blanket like that's going to protect him. And Michael's just like, "You know where David took me, didn't you?" And Sam's just like, "Who's David?" Like, Sam, let the grown-ups talk today, okay? Enough. Let the grown-ups speak. Well, of course, she's just like, "Yes, I know where David took you. I am so sorry about all this. And they end up, having a pretty nice conversation. It's kind of intense conversation, but pretty nice, basically sum up, we're only halflings. I originally was supposed to kill you that night, but I couldn't. Oh, because you love me so much, huh? Like, that's seriously, Michael feels very bitter towards her about that. The fact that he became a vampire because he liked a girl. And unfortunately, she liked him too. That's why she didn't want to kill him. But things intervened and he became a half vampire because Max needed him to be part of the family. So after, having that bit of a conversation, he's like, so why did you come? Why did you come here? I thought maybe you could help Laddie and me. And of course, he has her by the throat and he lets her go and he kind of laughs like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, bitch. Like, you literally did this shit and you come in me for help? But she takes off and I guess he has second thoughts. So he goes out the window and he's like, Star! And Sam's just like, Star, don't try to kill anybody if you can. And grabs the phone and Mike's like, who are you calling? I got connections. I got somebody who can help. And as soon as that happens, we then cut to the next part. It's now daytime. And the boys coming, the Frog Brothers, and they're like, all right, where is he? Where's who? The Nosferatu, the one that walks out at night. Michael, the boys are here. Like, this is a great friendship already. And as soon as the guys show up, you see Grandpa working on something, and they all hop into Granddad's car, and they're just like, Grandpa, we're borrowing the vehicle, bye! And they drive off, and they're heading towards the hideout. Now, the boys want to go stake the, David and the rest of the group, and Michael wants to save Star and Laddie. Mainly Star, but, Star is just like, oh, no, take Laddie first. But as they're getting ready to go inside, of course, the Frog Brothers are like, all right, weapons check, boy, weapons check. And they start, like, frisking each other and checking their shit out. And Michael looks at Sam, and he's just like, Sam, I don't want you going down in there. Do you really trust them to watch your back? Sam, this ain't a joke, man. These are dangerous people. And you're weak, Michael. And you're weak, and I'm going to go in there because I'm your brother, and I need to protect you. And I'm not arguing with you on this. So Sam is determined to go with Michael, because Michael, he is at a disadvantage. At this point, he's been a half vampire for a couple of days now. He hasn't really drank anything. It's the middle of the day, so he's weak as shit. So, of course, Michael ain't gonna have the strength to do this shit. So Sam wants to protect his brother, and I love this brotherly bond here. This brotherly love they have is fantastic. So as they, go in, of course, Michael goes to get Star, and she's like, no, go get Laddie. And the Frog Brothers and Sam go further into the cave, and they start digging around, and they're like, okay, we're looking for coffins, we're looking for something. Oh my God, what's that smell? Smell of vampires. No, that's the smell of death. Death, vampires, same. It's basically the same in smell. And of course, they see the flies, and like, we're getting close. And as they get into a room, they realize how cold it is, and they make a comment about it. And as soon as they do, they look up and they see all the boys just hanging on the ceiling. And of course, Sam goes to scream and like, shh, hush, I thought we were looking for coffins. This is what this is, one giant coffin. Oh my God. We don't know who the vampire leaders, so we're going to start one at a time. Let's start with the little one first. So they start climbing up. And Sam's just like, guys, I don't feel good about this, man. I don't feel good about this. Good night, Nosferatu. And they go to stake. Unfortunately, they go to stake Marco, which is Alex Winter's character. Rest in peace, buddy. But as they stake him, he don't just turn to ashes. No. He starts squirting out liquids and covering the boys. The boys are screaming. The vampires wake up. They start screaming. Everybody's screaming. Shit's going everywhere. And they slide down. They're like, let's get the hell up out of here, man. They take off running. And of course, David wakes up and he's just like, you're dead meat. And he jumps down. And he starts going after Sammy and the boys. So as the boys are crawling out of the tunnel, for some reason, it starts shaking for some, I guess, dramatic effect. And as they're crawling out, David comes and grabs Sammy by the leg and is trying to pull him back through. And they're like, no, come on, man. They're like pulling back on Sammy. And as they're pulling, they pull David's hand just enough where it burns him with the sun. He backs up and he screams. And he's like, ah, ah. And then we get this beautiful, nice shot of a tear coming down David's face. Because that, for one, fucking hurt. And second of all, if I remember correctly, Kiefer Sutherland was actually crying because the contacts hurt him that badly in this scene. I don't know if it, like, cut his eye or something, but it basically made him cry a little bit. But as he's sitting there holding his hand, you just hear the slight whisper, tonight. Like, shit's about to go down. So as they're, running through screaming, Michael, start the car, you see Michael, Star, and Laddie all passed down in the back of this vehicle. And so, Sam just hops in, pushes the seat in, and the boys look at him and just go, we don't ride with bloodsuckers. Fine, y'all can stay here then. We do today. And they jump in, and they crank the car up, and he's like, burn rubber. And for some reason, they just pedal to the metal, hands down, they floor this shit, right? And as they floor, they almost go over the cliff, and he, slams brakes, and they look at each other, and he goes, burn rubber doesn't mean warp speed, and it rides the fuck forward towards the house. We then cut to... We didn't cut to everybody running back into the house. Michael's holding Star and the Nooks barking like crazy. And they're just like, all right, guys, we got to get everything ready up for tonight. And you see Grandpa, and he's like, boys, do y'all know the rule about filling up the car after stealing it without permission? No, Grandpa. Well, now you do. And he walks off. Like, I love Grandpa. I fucking love Grandpa. So they get everybody upstairs, and of course, as soon as Michael gets Star down, he just passes the fuck out. And the Frog Brothers are like, all right, plan A was a bust. We need to do a plan B. We only got 2 hours to make it. 2 hours. What happens after 2 hours? In 2 hours, the sun goes down. Then they'll be coming for us then. And then we have a kind of a funny moment of Sam trying to talk to Lucy about, the vampires coming. And of course, this is that conversation we all want to hear, trying to explain to Mom, vampires are real, vampires are everywhere. And Lucy's not believing it. She's like, this is about Max. No, Mom, it's not about Max. To hell with Max. Well, I guess I would deal with you later. Now get out, go. And of course, he walks over to the Frog Brothers, and he's just like, guess it's just us, boys. That's the way we like it. And then we see this nice little montage of them setting up for the fight. And the way they set up the fight is, first they go to a church where a christening's happening, and they steal a bunch of holy water. And it's kind of funny because we had this dramatic music of them, barricading the doors and the windows and all this shit. Then we cut to them at the church, and they come in, and it gets all quiet. It's very awkward. You just hear them filling up the little containers with the holy water, and the woman's just holding the baby, and the priest is staring at them, and it's just quiet, and like, God bless, bye, and they close the door, and the dramatic music picks back up, and they're back, barricading the windows and shit, and hey, Grandpa, the widow said to pick her up at 8 o'clock. Oh, we have a date tonight? Yes, and she said not to be late. Oh, I guess I better get ready then. And then Grandpa leaves, and then they finish getting the rest of the house readied up for the fight. They get a bathtub full of garlic and the holy water. They close all the windows and blinds, lock everything up, barricade everything down. And as the sun's going down, Star's looking at Michael, and she's like, they'll be coming for us tonight. Yeah, they'll be coming for all of us. And as they're getting ready for that night, Lucy's went off with her date with Max, and she's having PTSD when Thor barks, because unfortunately the sun has now set. The sun has now gone down. We cut to Michael before we cut to Lucy and them on their date. Michael and them waking up, and then we got that awesome shot of them. That shot I was talking about earlier, where they did it backwards, where they filmed it backwards, them leaving the hideout and going into the sky. And because they do that and they fly over Max's house, it disturbs Thorn. She barks, freaking Lucy out. And Max is like, what's going on? What's happening here? Oh, just nerves and stuff. Lucy, something else is going on. Oh, it's something Sam said. But it's no big deal, you know? It's just kids' imaginations. Come on, talk to me now. Okay, I promise, I won't laugh. So I'm assuming she sits down and explains everything Sam was trying to explain to her about the vampires. And I'm sure even Max was just like, oh, is that really what Sam said? Ha ha ha, I'll show him when I get there. Ha ha. But we see the boys and everybody getting ready. You know, the lights are out, and the Frog Brothers are like, yeah, when a vampire goes out, it's all going to be differently. Some of them go out quietly. Some of them go out messy. Some of them can make explosions. Some of them not so much. Kind of letting us know that each vampire that's about to die in this scene, it's all going to be completely different and beautiful. But as they're doing that, we hear Nanook barking and the wind picking up. And Sam realizes he left the dog outside, so he's like, oh no, Nanook, and he takes off running. My thing is, why did you forget about the fucking dog? You put the dog out there, why did you forget about this dog? Second of all, why is the dog way the fuck at the end of the driveway, tied up? Why didn't you just let it free roam in the yard or some bullshit? I don't know, it's Sam's idea, but the point is, Sam's gotta run out there and get it. And this is good build-up, this good, like, intense moment of, like, an overhead shot of, like, David, like, again, a POV shot of them coming down, slowly flying in, and there's this tense moment of, like, Sam trying to untie Nanook, and Michael comes in trying to help untie Nanook. You got Star in the background, and everybody else screaming, they're coming, Michael, they're coming, they're on their way, they're here, come on, hurry up. And as they finally get Nanook done, and as they're running down the driveway, of course, Sam trips, causing Michael to trip, so they got a slide pickup, and there's this dramatic run. It's just a full dramatic run of them running from one end of the driveway to the other, and they finally get into the house. You know, Michael tells the Frog Boys, hey, take them upstairs, get ready, it's the shit's about to hit the fan. And as soon as they run upstairs, somebody comes through the fireplace and kicks the shit out of Michael, basically knocking his ass out. We then cut to the Frog Brothers taking Star and Laddie upstairs, and he's like, I don't give a shit what Michael says. Let's kill them now. Run, Laddie! And they take off running, and they go by a door, and before the boys could follow them, another vampire slams the door shut, and he's just like, yo, you two are mine, ha, and he starts slapping the shit out of their hands. They got stakes and shit in their hands. And also, they got little water guns. They fill with the holy water. I forgot to mention that during the setup for the fight. They got little water guns. I love it. But the vampire, throws the shit. He's like, you boys killed Marco. Yeah, you're next, bloodsucker. No, you're next. And there's a bit of a struggle, and they go to, like, look at the bathtub water with the garlic in it. He's like, garlic doesn't work, boys. No, but holy water does. And they splash him in the face with it, and of course it burns. It kind of burns his face like Freddy Krueger over here. And he's like, I'm gonna kill y'all, and he goes to go for them, and of course the boys fall back, and they're screaming, and Nanook comes out of nowhere like the underdog hero, and just pushes this vampire into the tub of holy water and garlic, and he falls in, and this is like dramatic, and I love this fucking scene because of the practical effects here. So he falls in, right? And, of course, it's bubbling a little bit, and the boys lean over, and the Nook's looking, and he pops up screaming. His face is melting off, and he's just, just freaking out over here as his face is melting. The Nook takes the hell off, and he goes back into the water, and there's like dry ice smoke coming out everywhere, and the tub starts shaking. Then we see a skeleton with vampire teeth kind of stick up a little bit and then sink back down, and we got bubbles and water spewing everywhere, and then the pipes start busting. And then next thing you know, the sink's exploding, the toilet's exploding, and I don't mean just in the bathroom, this is happening in the kitchen, all the piping in the house, just all the water valves are just busting all over the place. And of course the boys get out and they close the door, and after that dramaticness, we then cut to a very quiet moment. We got Sam trying to wake Michael up, and we're in this room, we're in the living room, and all the lights are off except Granddad's taxidermy red light that's coming through his room, and this lamp that Sam has. And Sam, he's like, Michael, come on, wake up. Michael, come on. Michael, come on. And he grabs the lamp and he's looking around, and it's a great little spotlight, by the way, great little spotlight, but he can't find the vampire, and he's like, Michael, come on. And before he could do anything, the other vampire comes up behind him and grabs him, and he starts screaming, and he's just like, takes him up to the rafters, and Michael just grabs his little water gun and starts squirting him in the face with it. And of course, he drops Sam, and Sam hits the ground, the vampire hits the ground, he's screaming, covering his eye, and Michael grabs the fucking crossbow, the bow and arrow he was playing with earlier before the fight in the starting. He ends up grabbing it and then taking one good shot, getting the guy as he's running at him, charging at him. He gets him one good time, dude goes down, quiet, boom, just collapse. Sam's just standing there and he's looking. He walks over to him, the guy just stands up, quickly as ever, laughing. He's like, you missed, sucker. Only missed once, pal. And then he does it again, and as he does it, the vampire lunges forward and gets shot in the heart, and he falls back into the radio, and as the radio gets impaled, it starts playing, I'm gonna have a good time tonight, rock and roll music gonna play all night. That song, I love that song. But that song starts playing, and you just see the vampire, he's tweaking out, and the electricity is going off, and he ends up exploding, right? Just poof. And Sam's standing there, Michael finally wakes up, and he's just like, death by stereo. Fucking love that line. It's one of my other favorite lines ever, just death by stereo. We had to get those one-liner in, guys. Those one-liner in. And as they're looking at the fucking chaos of the pipes from the kitchen, because they get up and they decide they want to leave the room, they see the chaos of the kitchen, so they go upstairs, and for some reason Sammy goes first, leaving Michael to drag behind a little bit, and David comes out of nowhere and pushes Michael down the stairs. Michael, of course, he'll be alright. We see Sam run upstairs, though, and he's just like, oh my god, runs to the Frog Brothers. Oh, did you get one? Yeah, I got one in the living room. Totally wrecked him. Yeah, we got the one that looked like Twisted Sister. Totally wrecked him. Or awesome Basham vampire mashing, wait, how did they put it? Hang on a second. I have it written down here. Awesome monster bashers. That's it. Awesome monster bashers. Try to say that 5 times fast. I'm not even gonna attempt that. I thought about it. No, but they're awesome monster bastards. The baddest, the meanest. And as soon as they say that, we got a little intercut of Laddie, who's becoming a little vampire underneath because of all the chaos going on. His little vampire rage is coming out. So he pops up from underneath the mattress, screaming, freaking all the boys out. And there's this dramatic thing, like the wind's coming up from underneath the mattress. The boys just, ah! And he gets up and he runs off, and they're like, let's kill the little Eddie monster. And as they go kill him, fucking Star comes out of nowhere and closes him into a corner. And he's like, y'all stay away from him. Stay away from him now. He's just a little boy. And as she says that, you see Laddie just like trying to reach around Star to kill them, and she's like stopping him with one hand, and they're just looking at him like, yeah, little boy, huh? Just a little boy. We then cut to Michael and David's fight now. Michael's on the ground looking around. You just hear David in the rafters laughing, and he's just like, were you too afraid to face me, David? Huh? And of course, David swoops down and like gets him one good time in the face. And I love this shot. It's basically David standing in the rafters with the light, like a little light shining there. We see his shadow just standing there. And he just like, I tried to make you immortal, Michael. You tried to make me a killer. And then David swoops down, gets him again, activating his vampire rays. So his face becomes a vampire. And Michael comes out of the shadows, the light just on him. And he's just like, you are a killer, though. And then, of course, we have a classic bad green screen fight with the wires. Well, I love this shit. They get up. They're, head first in the rafters, fighting, spinning around in the air. And they realize that on these walls are the fucking antlers that Granddaddy has killed and has put on his walls. So, as they're fighting, Michael tries to push David into one and misses. And, of course, when he misses, David just looks at him and just goes, my turn. And then pushing him forward, and Michael catches a beam as David's trying to push him into this collective of antlers. And it's just like, my blood is coursing through your veins. Why are you fighting me? Join us, Michael. Join us. And then, of course, Michael's fighting this off, and he's just like, you know what? So is mine! And he, with all his strength, just pulls himself forward, grabs David, slings him around, and then just shoves him into the antlers. And we get this beautiful shot of David just impaled with the antlers with this light just beaming on him in his face. And, of course, the Cry Little Sister song starts playing in the background. The little creepy children, thou shalt not fall. That little part right there, as David is dying. And what's also really great about him dying as well is as he's dying, the light that's shining on him just dissipates, letting you know David is dead. And as that happens, Sammy comes down the stairs and he's like, Michael, oh my God, Michael, is everything okay? And Michael realizes he still is wearing his vampire face. He's still a vampire. And he tells Sammy, don't come any closer. Don't move. And he's just like, Michael, but it's over, man. It's over. And then Star comes down there. She's like, no, it's not. It's not over. I still feel the same. That means there's still one more. There's still one more. Still one more. And then as soon as that happens, Lucy and Max show up. And they see the chaos of the house, the water, busting, explosions, sink. And, of course, the boys all swarm at Mom. They're like, Mom, seriously, I seriously gotta have a talk with you. And she's like, what is going on? And, of course, Max walks off. And Michael and Star are hiding, by the way. They're hiding because, again, he doesn't want his mom to see him with his face. But also, what's Max doing over here? Max walks over to David and looks at his face. And by the way, it looks like Kiefer Sutherland's shaved for this scene right here. Because before then, he had like a nice 5 o'clock shadow. And then during this scene, he looked very baby face. Just saying. But Max looks at him. And it comes in. And she's like, and Lucy's just like, I don't want to talk to anybody until I talk to Michael. Where is Michael? And then Max, of course, is cleaning his glasses. He's like, oh, I am so sorry, Lucy. Max, what are you talking about? My boys just misbehave. That's what boys do. See, that's why I wanted you here. To be a mother. To protect them like you do your boys. Max, what are you going on about? I thought it would just be perfect, Your boys and my boys. And I knew if I could get them to become one, you would have no problem with saying no. Oh, yeah, that's great. There's a big, happy vampire Brady Bunch family. Everybody has just lost their minds? Like, poor Lucy, she's the only one just out of the loop during this whole conversation. Everybody else but her knows what the hell's going on. So, poor Lucy, man. But, she's like, what the hell is going on? And Max, of course, puts his glasses back on. And he's just like, I haven't changed, but I still want you, Lucy. And he turns his face, and you see him in his vampire form. And he's just like, I haven't changed my mind about that. And then, of course, poor Lucy, she starts like, oh my God, freaking out. And then Michael comes in with a badass line, but yet again can't follow up this badass line. But Michael comes in and he's like, I didn't invite you this time, Max. And then, of course, the boys look at each other and they charge at each other. And Max, of course, does not hold a candle to this man and gets thrown up into the rafters across the fucking way. Of course, Star tries to fight and he, just like elbow checks Star out the way. The Frog Brothers try to fight him. He just pushes them out the way. And then Sam's like, stay away from my mother, you asshole. And he tries to fight. And unfortunately, Max just grabs him. Max just fucking grabs him. And he's like, Lucy, don't fight me. It's so much easier if you don't fight me. Mom, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just like, Sam, this is kind of your fault for trying to be the hero here. But Lucy, she wants to save her son. So she's just like, okay, yeah, I'll do this. So she goes to get her hand. And right the moment before she's about to get bit, you hear Granddaddy's horn because he's got the old classic ba-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun-dun. He's got that as his horn. We hear it a couple of times earlier in the movie, but this is the moment where it means the most. But you hear that, and Granddad comes busting on into the fucking house. Michael wakes up at this very moment, jumps down, and pushes Max into this pile of stakes that Granddaddy had that came off the top of his vehicle, and it stakes Max so hard he falls back into the fireplace and explodes. And of course, explosion, everybody's covering, smoke's coming out, and the dust clears. Everyone sits up, and they realize it's over. It's actually over. Everyone's back to normal. Of course, there's celebration. She's like, oh, Michael, you okay? Because when she saw Michael's face that first time, she's just like, oh my God, Michael. Like, she freaked the fuck out. But again, wouldn't you, if your son came around the corner with a fucking vampire face, like an actual vampire face, not a mask, not goofy teeth, an actual vampire face, I would be freaking out too. But she's like, oh my God, my boys. And then Star's just like, Michael, oh my God, it's over, Michael. And then Laddie comes down, and he's like, Star. She's like, Laddie. Like, how you gonna explain that one to his parents? I don't know. And then, of course, the Frog Brothers are like, yes, how much do you think we should charge them? Like, you boys are businessmen to the end. But then the Granddad comes out of the vehicle. He hasn't said a word at all, but he comes out. And he starts walking to the kitchen, and Lucy's just like, Dad? He goes to the refrigerator, and he opens up to his second shelf, and he grabs one of his root beers. And she's just like, Dad? There's one thing I couldn't stomach about living in Santa Carla. All the damn vampires. He takes a swig and he closes the refrigerator door, leaving everybody in complete darkness and confused looks as the song People Are Strange starts playing. Now, I love that fact. This is why I love Grandpa. Grandpa knew about the vampires all along. And I think that's why he was 100% cool with the kids doing what they did, stealing his car, bringing in random strangers. He knew that they were up to something. And he was completely cool with this, 100%. But it makes you think, when did Granddad run to the vampires? And how did he figure this out? Was it just like everybody else? Or, who else knows about all these vampires? Because everyone's acting so casual about vampires in this movie. Like, no one looks at him like, oh, you're crazy, you're talking about vampires. Or, no, vampires shouldn't exist. But people are very casual about that shit. Especially Granddaddy, though. Huh. But that's basically how the movie ends. I love this movie. It's got some great one-liners. It's got some amazing cinematography moments, some good, callbacks, good quotes. It's just a fun 80s horror comedy. It's great. It's everything you want in a vampire flick, and it's everything that you wish some vampire flicks were. Again, they're not classy like the, Anne Rice vampires or like Dracula, from his earlier adaptations and stuff. They're more like badass punk rocker teenagers, and I think as teenage vampires, this is exactly how they would act. And I think this movie is a cult classic. It has inspired a lot of vampire movies of many generations. It has inspired a lot of great TV shows. I mean, without Lost Boys, I don't think a lot of movies that were vampire anyway would get the credibility that they do, because it wasn't until this movie that actually made vampires cool. Not just scary. This is the movie that made vampires cool. Like, you wanted to be a vampire. You wanted to get bit by a vampire. And don't get me wrong. Again, Anne Rice's vampires, they're very classy. But they weren't cool. Like, you look at them and go, I could see myself banging you, Brad Pitt. But I do not see myself hanging out with you on a Tuesday night drinking beer. David, on the other hand, I feel that's a motherfucker I can meet at the bar and have a great time with, even if I was dying. But yes, fantastic movie. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely go check it out. And if you haven't seen the movie, why are you listening to me talk about it when you can just enjoy it yourself by checking it out? I love this movie, though. I have a DVD copy of it. I have it right here. So the thing about my DVD copy, for those of y'all who are watching on YouTube, y'all can see this, but it's beat up. It's beat up. It's chewed up because I had this dog, right? His name is Scooter. Oh, I hate this dog. I hate this dog with a roaring fucking passion. He was a mistake dog. You ever get a dog in your life or an animal, and you look at it and go, this was a mistake? He was that. He was a mistake because he chewed everything. My Dark Knight trilogy, my Nightmare on Elm Street, yeah, chewed up, destroyed. I'm lucky he only got the case on this one. He didn't get to the DVD set, so I'm lucky on that. But Nightmare on Elm Street, he destroyed that. He destroyed my Dark Knight trilogy. My box set, the $80 box set, he destroyed that. Oh yeah, no, I'm not done. He not only destroyed that, he tried to eat one of my stuffed animals that actually has sentimental value to me. I don't mean like, my Build-A-Bears, who are expensive. I mean like this bunny. I have a white bunny. His name is Bon Bon. He's in this pile back here. Y'all probably have seen him. He's right here next to the Mimikyu. You may not be able to see him because of my dresser. But this bunny has been with me since I was like 7 years old. 7 years old. My great-grandmother actually bought it for me because we couldn't afford Build-A-Bear. And Walmart had their own knockoff version of a Build-A-Bear, so she bought me this bunny. And this bunny means a lot to me. Scooter almost ate his eyes. Like, his eyes are fucked up. He's basically blind. He's basically blind because he's been chewed up, but his eyes are still there. But yeah, Scooter ate his eyes and then ate the linoleum off my fucking kitchen floor. Yeah, you heard that right. He ate my floor. My fucking floor. He ate my floor. Oh, and then he wasn't done. He ate my wall. He ate a hole through my wall. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't even know how this dog did this shit. One morning I woke up and there was a hole in my fucking house. And I was so pissed off. I was angry. That dog nearly died that day. Luckily, though, I had a friend who I was working with who actually had a nice, and it's going to sound bad, but it's true. She had a nice farm he could live on. Like, it's not one of those, like, puppy mill farms or anything like that. It's legitimately, she lived on a farm and had all this room for him to run around. I was like, fine, you want the dog? You can take him. He ain't staying with me anymore. He's got to go. He's got to go. But yes, that dog ate my copy or my case of Lost Boys, so I still have it. It's speed up still, but I still cherish my DVD copy of it. I'm not quite sure where you can stream it at. I didn't bother to try looking that up. I have my DVD copy of my movie. Because I love this movie. I grew up with this movie. I adore this movie. I think it's a fantastic movie. You should sit down and totally watch it. And if you have watched it, it's been a long time, sit back and enjoy it. It is 80s, just 80s cheese, and it's glorious. It's just glorious. But I think I done rambled on long enough. I think this would be a good time to go ahead and end the podcast here. I hope everybody who has watched, is watching, will watch. I hope you enjoy. I hope everybody has a fantastic and a wonderful night. And as you're watching this video here on YouTube or anywhere else, such as Spotify or Anchor, please give this video a like, subscribe, and quite possibly a comment down below because you never know what's going to happen here. Trust me, I never know. Like I said earlier, guys, I do not think I will be getting to Fright Night this time around. It might be like a couple weeks later down on the road. It's just, you know, with the Disney update, I spent a lot of time doing my highlights from that stream, which combined total to about 6 hours. Also had, of course, my Texas Chainsaw Massacre matches I had to go through. Had to get this podcast out the way. So time basically got away from me yet again, as per usual. That's why I have a bad time with making up schedules. But it got away from me, and unfortunately, by the time I look at it, and even looking at the number here, because we're on episode 39, I figured episode 40 would be a good spot to start with the Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, with Halloween, not Halloween, but October, literally just around the corner. I should have plenty of time to sit down and do my 3 podcasts for Five Nights at Freddy's. I will be talking, the way I'm breaking it down is I'll be talking about the game franchise itself, you know, the overarching narrative that we all know, the meta story, you know, so I will be diving into all the games. Now, will I be playing all the games for October? No. I probably will throw in Help Wanted. If I can get my hands on a copy of Help Wanted 2, maybe. That will require me getting a PlayStation VR 2 though, and I don't know if that's coming out in October or if they push that back, so I don't know. I have to let you guys know. But I will be playing Help Wanted probably. I don't know if I'll do it on stream or just do another recording of it, because it's been a couple of years since I played it, and I absolutely do love the Help Wanted game. And then the next week after that, I will be talking about the book franchise and the comic books, the graphic novels, you know, because there's just so much dealing with just the books alone. I think they just need their own retrospect on it and see how they tie into a lot of the overarching narrative of the story. I know the Mimic is very important in a couple of the Fazbear Fight books. So I will be maybe picking a few stories here and there to go over and talk about, because they're all anthology series. So, you know, we'll just have to see. And, of course, the third week, I will be talking about the movie itself, because I will sit down. I'll probably end up watching it 3 times. I will be watching it the day it comes out on stream by Peacock. I will be going that Saturday to take my best friend to go see this movie, because this is what he wants for a birthday present. And then I'll probably be watching it again for Halloween because my sister wants to go see it. So I figure that might be a good Halloween gift or something. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. But I'm probably, you know, like I said earlier as well, we're going to be working around the podcast because I love the podcast. I love doing these podcasts. I love talking about these movies and analyzing them and having retrospects and, you know, talking about these movies. Because, you know, I've seen so many movies, especially my horror movies. I've seen so many horror movies around the world. And unfortunately, I realized as growing up, a lot of these movies I grew up watching, a lot of people don't know about, or it's becoming very hard to find. Like Near Dark was another movie that apparently a lot of people just never heard about. And I'm just like, hey, definitely should take a look at it. It's been, you know, it's a good movie. A lot of movies, you know, I want to gloat about. There's a lot of movies I want to talk about. There's a lot of movies that I find got my sucker, especially in October, guys. I'm not going to lie. In October, I do this thing where I do my 3 a.m. hunts, where literally at 3 a.m. on a weekend, I will start digging through the internet for horror movies, and I will find some fantastic-ass horror movies. This is where I found movies such as the LLC House, Hell House series. I found that on YouTube before I got Shudder. Somebody uploaded it, all 3 movies, one night, and I watched all 3 movies in a single night, in a single sitting, because Eric was working at the time, and oh my God, I fell in love, and literally that next morning, I was like, Andrew, you gotta watch this series. I pulled it up, and one of the videos was already gone. I was like, bro, we gotta watch this shit now before they get rid of it, and then I found out it was on Shudder. Also found Grave Encounters that way. Yeah, so I found so many movies doing my 3 a.m. hunts that, you know, I just gotta share some of this shit, especially some of my foreign horror movies that I know some of y'all probably never seen or even heard of. And then, hell, I'm always looking for a good foreign horror film because it's just bombing. And like I said, I like talking about movies I just fucking adore, such as this movie. I can't wait to talk about Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street with you guys. Those are like my favorite of all my favorites, you know? So I enjoy sitting down doing these podcasts with you guys and chit-chatting. and then, you know, get my thoughts and, you know, things I've noticed in these movies out there. But I'm having a bit of a difficult time with my time management because I enjoy my podcast, but I also enjoy doing my main horror games for the channel. I enjoy doing my Disney Dreamlight Valley streams and videos for the channel as well. I enjoy my Texas Chainsaw Massacre and my Dead by Daylight. So I gotta pick and choose what I need to cut down on and shit. So, you know, we're going to figure this out. By next year, I have, like, a better scheduling, especially now that I moved from Twitch to YouTube, and I'm doing, you know, Anchor now. So, you know, it's going to take some time, guys. It's going to take some time. But, like I said, guys, that is a story for another day. So, until then, my friends, y'all take care.